Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tiffany and in today's video I am excited to be bringing you another weight loss update. Today marks 18 months that I have been on a very serious weight loss journey, took control of my health, and I am thrilled to be sharing with you how things are going, where I'm currently at, what my plans are moving forward, and just an overall update. So if you're here for it, let's go ahead and get started. Before we go any further in today's video, I want to go ahead and thank our sponsor, Mochi Health. I've shared Mochi Health with you before, and I'm thrilled to be sharing them with you again. Mochi Health is a telehealth obesity management program. Their goal is to make comprehensive weight management care more accessible and affordable, regardless of your level of insurance coverage. Mochi Health takes a holistic approach to weight management that includes visits with board-certified doctors, nutrition consultants, and medication delivered right to your door. Mochi's mission is to make patients feel heard and understood without shame or blame. Here's how it works. You start by taking their online eligibility quiz. Once you determine your eligibility, you'll sign up for the plan that works for you, whether that's nutrition only or nutrition and medication. Next, you'll self-schedule your appointment with your Mochi Health provider right in the patient portal. Then you'll meet with your doctor. You'll go over everything going on in your life and in your health situation. And if medication is right, it'll be prescribed to you there. And like I mentioned, delivered right to your mailbox. Membership to Mochi includes visits with your board-certified physician, unlimited visits with a registered dietitian, optional orders for labs, sleep apnea testing, scans or genetic testing, support from the prior authorization team, administration and refill team support, access to the Mochi patient portal, and access to online support groups. Membership to Mochi can be paid either monthly or annually, with the membership fee being as low as $49 a month when paid annually. With Mochi, you can get access to compounded weight loss medication at a fraction of the cost. I've heard over and over and over again from so many of you who, with the help of your doctor, have decided that starting on weight loss medication is the best step for you and your health goals. And unfortunately, so many of your insurances are not covering it. That's why collaborating with Mochi Health is so important to me. I know personally, firsthand, friends and family who are currently Mochi Health members, and I believe in this program. If you're interested in getting started with Mochi Health, click the link down in my description box and you will get $40 off your first month's membership. No code is needed, just make sure you use the link down in my description box. Again, if you're interested in seeing if you qualify, you can click the link down in my description box. That's gonna get you $40 off your first month's membership. And thank you again to Mochi Health for sponsoring today's video. So before we get started, I just want to mention that this is a weight loss update. So we are not going to be getting into like the nitty-gritty of why I got started and all of that stuff. Or how I've, lost all the weight necessarily, like in detail. I have an entire playlist about that. I'll link it for you down below. It has a lot of really great information. I just don't want to be redundant, you know what I mean? But basically, I just want to share with you my experience with a GLP-1 medication and where I'm currently at. So just a very brief understanding, I am on Zepbound, which is a GLP-1 medication. I take 15 milligrams, which is the highest dose that there is, and I've been on this medication since February of 2024. I started my weight loss journey at 266 pounds. When I went for my physical, my doctor said I needed to make a life-changing or life-saving change, or I was going to end my life early because of how unhealthy I was. And she recommended that we try Zepbound, a GLP-1 medication that is, proven to help with weight loss. And I said, what have I got to lose? Literally nothing. And I started my journey. My BMI at this point was at 49%, you guys. 49% was my body mass index. It was just, I was on the fast track to a very short and unhealthy life. So Fast forward to today, I currently weigh 175 pounds. I started my journey in a size 20-22, and I'm currently at a 10-12. And it's just mind-blowing. I have some small shirts, I have some medium shirts, absolutely mind-blowing. I did just recently have my 6-month weight check with my doctor. Let me go see if I can pull up my chart and see what my current BMI is. I know she told me, but I don't remember. So let me go see if I can pull it up. Okay, so February 12th, 2024 was my first check-in, and I'm sorry, I wasn't 49%, I was 47.83%. And as of my weigh-in on Friday, when I went on the 22nd, my BMI was 32.73. So that is what, a 15 point difference. So just massively happy. I feel just mind-blowing. So as of right now, I am down officially 91 pounds, you guys. 91 pounds. I am 90 pounds or 9 pounds away from that magical 100-pound mark that I am so desperate to get to. But I will tell you that every step I take closer to that mark, the harder and harder it gets. Summer has been very difficult because we've done a lot of traveling. I definitely have noticed a stall in my weight loss over the last probably month because we've done a lot of traveling. I've done a lot of like going out with my friends and with Danny. I've done a lot of like more drinking than usual because it's summer and like we're going out and doing things. That's all slowing down now because we're going back to school. So, you know, it was the like last couple of weeks of summer that we were enjoying lots and lots of beach days, camping, just food that I wouldn't normally be eating, lots of salty intake, you know, so just looking forward to taking it back to the basics. This week, when I'm filming this, it is Wednesday. This week I have been very, very, very mindful with my eating, been using my MyFitnessPal app religiously, sticking to that. I think that my current calories are at 1750, and then when I work out in the morning, it usually brings me up to somewhere around 2000 for what I can eat in the day. I try to just stick somewhere in the 1800 range, just that way I'm well below, you know, my daily calorie goal. I have an entire video about all of the workouts that I'm currently doing. That is something that has tremendously changed my body. I even see a little bit of a muscle. Look at that, guys. Like, who knew? I've recently discovered I have dimples. That's not something that I've ever noticed before. I actually have a little bit of a jawline. I am surprised there. Just don't even like recognize myself sometimes. Funny story, we were leaving Griffin's football game on Sunday and his friend came up to the car and was like, "Hey, is that your mom?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Griffin's mom." And he's like, "I don't think I've ever seen you before." And I was like, "No, you've been to my house, buddy." But it was last year. And Griffin reminded me, that was before you got slim, Mom. That's how he said it. So I do sometimes feel like I am a little bit unrecognizable, which is cool and mind-blowing. I never in my life would have imagined myself in this position 90 pounds later. My entire life has changed. Entire life has changed. The way I feel about myself, my marriage, I feel like I am a newlywed. Like literally, we are living the honeymoon stage all over again. It is fantastic. My relationship with my kids, I feel like I'm able to do things with them. I feel like they're not embarrassed by me. I feel more likely to put myself out there when it comes to, you know, going out and doing things with them because I'm not going to be embarrassed if I can't do it or what I look like doing it. We went to the beach every single week this summer, which never has happened in my life, but I was okay being in a swimsuit. This upcoming weekend, we have our final hurrah for the summer. We're headed up to Lake George for the weekend with a bunch of our friends, and I'm actually looking forward to our river float down the Hudson because I'm not going to be mortified to be in a bathing suit this year. So that feels really, really good. So I just kind of want to give you a little bit of an overarching overview of my experience on a GLP-1. I know so many of you out out there have recently started on one or are currently on one, I receive messages every single day from people who say, you know, you gave me the push, you know what I mean, to talk to my doctor. And I am not here to push medication. I am not saying that a GLP-1 is right for everybody, but I am also not a doctor, and you can't get a GLP-1 without a doctor prescription. I think that's somebody coming to deliver something down my driveway. Hold on. So I just kind of want to break down my experience with a GLP-1 in 4 different phases, essentially. Phase 1, the beginning, I would say was probably like 3 to 4 months of me trying to adjust to the introduction of the medication. I definitely dealt with a lot of like constipation. I was so unbearably full feeling all of the time. I used to tell Danny that when I would eat, I would feel like I ate a Thanksgiving dinner, even if I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I just felt so full. Those first few weeks were definitely the hardest. I did not feel well. I was tired and like constipated, and my stomach hurt for a little while. And I wasn't seeing any movement on the scale on the 2.5 milligrams. And that was very hard for me to stay motivated. I kept like a daily journal of how I felt, my symptoms, when I had a bowel movement, so I could keep track of that. And I would say it was probably like a good 4 weeks before I started to feel okay, but I still wasn't seeing a ton of movement on the scale. I was not good about keeping track about how much weight I was losing every single month. Let me go see if it's in my Fitness Pal. So if I look back, early March is when I started to keep track, and it looks like that first month I started at 266 and I ended the month at 258. So I only lost 8 pounds, which is a lot if you think about that. That's 2-ish pounds a week. If you think about losing 8 pounds a month over a 12-month period, that's a lot of weight. You know what I mean? That's a lot of weight. So I had to learn how to like shift my mindset, and instead of I want to lose 20 pounds in a month, you know what I mean? Those little bit, they count and they add up and they matter. When I got into the next phase, I would say probably around like month, I don't even know if month, but I would say when I got up to the 5 milligrams and I really started to see things shift on the scale, I found an adjustment. I found a rhythm. I noticed that my energy levels were changing. I had significantly higher energy levels. My appetite was leveling off. I definitely had days where I wasn't very hungry, especially after taking my shot. Like the first day after my shot, I'm not hungry at all. But I was finding this balance. And this was when I discovered that really the only way to move the scale is to move your body. I had to add exercise if I was really gonna see anything, and I didn't enjoy doing it. I was still too heavy, it hurt my body, but I had to do it. And that's when I started using the WalkFit app. Phase 3, I would say, is kind of the long haul. And this is where I would say I've lost the majority of my weight. Definitely had plateaus during this time as well, but once I got to that 7.5 milligram dosage, the 7.5 milligram till now, I definitely noticed a massive change in the way I felt, in my energy levels. And I will tell you right now that being on the 15 milligram, this is the best I have ever felt on a GLP-1. At this point, I really don't have very many symptoms at all. Sometimes I'll be a little burpy. Sometimes I will have like injection site itchiness, but really that is rare anymore. I just feel great, and I feel like my body just uses the medication exactly the way it's supposed to, and it is replacing something that my body didn't have or isn't utilizing, and it's just living with it now, and I feel amazing. I will say that my eating habits have just become second nature now. I listen to my body. I stop eating when I'm not hungry anymore. I look for healthier options. I ate out twice yesterday. Went to lunch with all my kids. We were doing last minute back to school shopping. And then in the evening, Danny and I went to go do some back to school shopping for him, and we stopped and had dinner together, and both times I made really good decisions without even thinking about it. I had a salad for lunch, and I had For dinner, I had like a grilled balsamic chicken with broccoli and a baked potato that I did very minimal toppings on, and water. And my husband was like, I'm just so proud of you, you know, but it's just like second nature now. And I feel really good about it. And the other thing that's become second nature is exercise. I crave it now. Every single day I work out. I don't work out a ton. I usually burn somewhere around 300 calories. I am not a big, you know, like go burn 500 to 1,000 calories, you know what I mean? But I do like to lift weights. I like to do Pilates. Like I said, I have a whole video about that. But I do like to move my body every single day. It just makes me feel so much better. So I still have weight to go. I would like to sit comfortably between 160 and 165. So I still have, you know, a decent amount of weight to lose. I still have about 15 pounds that I would like to lose. I'm really excited to hit that 100-pound mark, but that's not my end goal. I am very happy with the way that my body looks right now for the most part. I do have a lot of extra loose skin in my tummy area. This is all extra skin. And I also have diastasis recti, which is where your abs, you know, split from pregnancies or from really hard exercise. Mine is definitely from pregnancies. And I did meet with a plastic surgeon to repair that. I also have a belly button hernia, so to repair that and to also remove the excess skin. So I'm looking forward to scheduling that for probably next like spring is my goal. That way I can get to my goal weight, maintain it, you know what I mean? And I feel comfortable then repairing those things and taking care of that. I have noticed 100% change in my overall health. I am not tired all the time anymore. My feet don't hurt all the time anymore. I don't deal with, you know, sleep apnea. I just feel so good, and I feel very strong, you know what I mean? Like somebody dropped something off to my house the other day and said, oh, here, this is really heavy, and I lifted it like nothing. And I was like, yes, I'm so strong, and that was really, really cool. So just a couple of things for anybody out there considering using a GLP-1 or weight loss medication. I know there's a lot of questions out there. Again, I'm not a doctor, so I don't want to try to give you too much background about the medication. But what I will say is if you have a significant amount of weight to lose, if you have, you know, 40 plus pounds to lose, I would highly recommend that you talk to your doctor and see if you're a good candidate. Not everybody is, no matter how much weight you have to lose, not everybody is a good candidate for a GLP-1, but you have to figure out if it's right for you and what the right next step is, whether that's meeting with a nutritionist, whether that's, you know, medication, whether that's getting a personal trainer, whatever you need to do to help put your health first, because it matters. I'm so thrilled that companies like Mochi exist and that you can access weight loss medication even if your insurance doesn't cover it. There are so many doctors that prescribe Zepbound or other weight loss medications, and unfortunately insurances don't cover them. We just shifted over to Danny's insurance because I retired from education and I'm just I'm a full-time content creator now, and I am still waiting for my prior authorization for my medication. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm waiting. I filled it one last time before my other insurance expired, and now we wait. So we will see what happens. Worst case scenario, you know, I'll get it through Mochi. That's the great thing, is that I know that I have options, you know what I mean? But that is my update, you guys. Currently 175 pounds. My BMI is down to 32%. Still high. I'm still considered overweight. I still have weight to lose, but I am feeling so incredibly empowered and strong and motivated, and just like I have a brand new lease on life. So thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. If you have any questions, I highly recommend that you check out my weight loss playlist and see if that answers any of those questions for you. If not, you can leave them down in the comment section. Let's be kind to one another, okay? I've been watching that comment section. It's not always kind. But just want to encourage everybody to put yourself first. Remember that you cannot pour from an empty cup. Your children, your spouses, your family, your parents, your coworkers, everybody deserves to see you living your best life and whatever that is for you and however you got to get there. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. Subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day, my friends.